aso yen ko studio bi na fe yene church vessel and triumphant and fudi etiemu na Reverend Lambert into the emfa is na me asem emfa me Reverend
Yeah, you so.
Papa Pacho bi aboko
I don't matter what you're saying. No one swear.
na me atom ye ho ye ja
Oh, yeah.
we de yenim se ebre no aso se church vessel and triumphant church papa e ga wode maye no ye nyina bi wo ha ye wo dwuma mu ase ti nyina da na kwan mu na pepepe na ye kama ase se wo ye ne saa da bi anso dia na ene so from ejifo a wo ayi ka bi se bi ti ensem kan ni
You, yet see the brain. I mean, I had an assessor why I don't. When I'm a swallow, a bra, and I must see the brain. At if for a quenya so, a chair or bibia, and I must say, and don't so, although I come up a hour 2 or Mufia Vetia, ye addition so. Na senior can be piano, the pass saying, I don't say, yes, you are dear, and I can't area. Or Quenya Sembeche, my name, so yes, you be a free moonchain. Yet I must say, be brave. Good evening, listeners, and thanks once again for receiving us in your homes with your heart's love as we continue in our studies of keys to the kingdom. As usual, it's a great pleasure you understand we are studying together. When we have shared our thoughts, you also have the opportunity to share your thoughts, and we also learn something from you. Thank you very much. DJ amigos, Michiao, ne nyanya no fo enyina nchamu bebre. Auntie bi nyanya no yati won kan che. Adomara erunhye se bibia ekoye ema wo. Na opinimiti papa boabin ni ache wo. Mi friend line so onko enti papa boabin se wo tie mi dia. Ene mpacho ya na wa san friend mi friend line no enko. Yo asafo akwaba yes ehia adomara ye betua yen komo so adesua so da wasi bebre. Listeners, our journey has been on the subject matter of wisdom, and in looking at wisdom we learned that wisdom is the ability to act on a matter between two parties, two people, two groups of people, in such a way that everybody will be satisfied. That is what we brought up as a definition for wisdom. The ability to solve a problem between two people in such a way that everybody will be satisfied. That is wisdom. And let's understand that wisdom is different from knowledge. You can have knowledge, but you will not have wisdom. Ati for the air can is and yeah na tapen echemu kakra na ya this one ekoto nyansa eso na ehɔ na e chechum se nyansa ye ene se assembly esi ewo anase ntawatawa bi esi wo nipa mienu anase dom mienu bi mu ntem a senia osi cross asem no fa a obia bobeto ne yem no na etrese udi nyansa ena eye adwuma na yetu aso a yesansu anso se obetumi anya nyansa nso dia ene ehia se otumi di nyame ni pe eye dwuma o se otumi di nyame ni pe eye dwuma na oye den na ho ade a eye nyame ni pe no no na ye kan se opese wo ho nyame ni pe dia ene na etrese se wo ho ni mra a wahihye ato ho se obeye Ghana mamba pa na etrese unim Ghana mra ena odi Ghana mra so se unim Ghana mra untumi nye Ghana mamba pa because na etrese nia wo pe na wo ye se wo kwan mu eni kwan mu unnim say unnim Ghana mra. And tis obey Ghana mamba padia. And here say, Unhundia, Ghana ninchi share, I can say emra, Bronese constitution, or say, your hundia, a woman, dear, it be used, mamma. And tis a open say, we and many pencils to dear, and here say, Yame Nimra. Now, with this one. Listeners, wisdom. Before you can work with wisdom, the basic requirement is you must know the will of God. In every matter that comes before you, you must know what the mind of God is on that subject matter. That is the only way you can tell truth from error. That is the only way you can separate the chaff from the wheat, so that everybody will be satisfied, because it's the will of God that is at play. Now, how do you know whether what you are doing or saying is according to the will of God? And that is where we say you have to know the mind of God. And you do this by knowing the laws that God has put in the universe, that have been made manifest before us. And the last time I gave the indication that today we say the 10 commandments, but originally there were more than 600. What Moses blasted on the ground and scattered into pieces were more than 600. God, in his infinite mercy, decided to just summarize it into 10 for us. So for you to understand the 10 commandments, it requires a lot, because it is a summary of a whole lot of laws that God has put into that 10 commandments. So you need to know the commandments. You need to know the golden rule, love the neighbor as thyself, in order to be able to fulfill God's plan. And we use a very interesting example of somebody having a banana plantation, and in those days we said, old men have the understanding in the communities that, oh, if you are hungry and you are passing by a farm and you go and pluck one banana to eat, it is not criminal. But when you go and take a bowl and harvest and carry on your head going home, that one becomes criminal. But then, the mystery is this. Even though this has been accepted, or this is acceptable norm in that society, or in our society, so to speak, for that scenario, how can you be sure that Kofi is also abiding by the same rule as Yao is doing? In other words, if Kofi decides that as for my farm, I am going to place some curse, so that anyone who touches even one of the bananas to eat will have calamity befalling him. How would you know? It is an accepted norm or tradition in the area that, oh, if you are hungry, you go and pluck one and eat. No crime. But there's somebody who has decided that as for my farm, I won't allow you. So he goes to place a curse on his farm, that because you didn't ask me before you are taking it, you must suffer. So if you just take it, that the society agrees that you can pluck one banana and eat, no problem. It's because you are hungry. No problem. If you just take it like that, and you go and enter Kofi's farm, and he, out of the wickedness of his mind or his heart, has placed a curse on that farm, then your assumption that the society agrees that you can take one banana and eat for free does not hold. And your ignorance of the fact that Kofi has placed a curse on the farm does not hold. It does not prevent you from suffering the calamity of the curse of Kofi? So how do you know that as for Kofi's farm, don't touch it? That is where, as you move around in life, you don't take things for granted. You will want to seek the face of God in every action, in every choice that you want to make, because probably that day Kofi has decided that he is going to be Kofi Bawoni and place a curse on the farm, and you did not act wisely by seeking the face of God, so you go and pluck it, and ignorance is no excuse, so you get to suffer the consequences. Therefore, every time, everywhere, in every situation, there is a need to seek the face of God, to seek the mind of God, to seek the will of God in that matter. How do you achieve this? You can achieve this by being constantly in tune with your God. Always looking up to Mount Zion. Always looking up to the face of God to tell you what is to be done in that instant that is right. Our choices can bring us good or bad. The circumstances of our lives are just based on choices. The choices we make. You can make 1 million choices in a day. That is true. You can choose not to listen to what I'm saying. You can choose to listen to the first word and ignore the second one and listen to the third one. Whatever you make out of it is according to the words you chose to hear. So as I'm speaking, you are making so many choices. Should I listen? Should I not listen? Should I take this one? Should I ignore this one? All these are going on as you are listening to me speak right now. So the choices we make in life determine what comes our way. And we want to make sure that anytime and every time that we are making these choices, we seek the face of God in the matter. We seek the will of God in a matter. What do I know that the law of God says about what I am going to do? At least begin from that point. Do you know the law? Yes. What does the law say about this particular thing? This is what it says. So use that, apply that in that circumstance, and that is it. You may make mistake today in application of the law, but as you persist, you will polish up and then become an expert in, or what you call an adept, a master in the manifestation of the will of God in your life. Etie for do na maka sese a ene nyina akosi se ane bra ye kan nyansa ho asem no ye kan se oba ho nyansa dia ene na ehia se ho nyame ni mra na odi so, because ni mra no ena ehre ne na adwen etie ewo ade a obeye no ehwo nti ehia se otumi ho nyame emra na odi nyame mra ye adwuma na eho na bi kan se bra ye kan nyame mra ye ho ansem no ye kan se ye di bibi ye mfato ho se ya ye nim se ye nkrase no enemre ya dodo ye fo no nyina akwaye aye akrokasiam ye krase ho no na nim se obi wo aye akwadufo bi wo ho a ntiase wo ho se wo betwem na se kom di wa utumi te kwadu ba ko mienu bi na wedi ekom nti utumi di binum so omo tutwa kwadu no na omo dia butu ekwan nchen na omo dia ade ahata, so obi anim se eho no kwadu na ahata utumi yi bi na wodi anti obi anya santi ase no se saa na ye ne atie wa ha nanso asem no ne se sania adwa ne nti ase ewo anase se na nakuma eye no ewo saa asem no ho no ujidi se Kofi nsusu or the Sakumano, energy Sassam, Eddie Juma. And I say, Kofi dear, or say me dear, mim penny. Mima for dear, sell Baba fast say, a comedy won't tend dear. Any muson count. No, the new me I got to a phone so. Obi a obekwa ndi ne nsa ebeka bibia ewo fomu ho no muso nka no wususu wunnim ne ewunim ani se krase ho no eyanti ase se kom di wudi a utumi ti kwadu ba ko mienu na wedi nanso wunnim se Kofi aye ne ho baboni na odi numie akotu na phone so na se ko ban sanso a wususu uye dien na wo hu se Kofi die wakoye ne ho baboni edi musuo ana se di numie atu na foso unim ana se ye fa no se unim ntin udi nia unim ani se ho no komdi wudi a utumiti baako na wedi udi unsa koka Kofi dia ono susu odi numie atu afo no so na numie no ebenyaw because say wonnim no emfa ho say obeka say wonnim no emfa ho enti numie na Kofi dia atu so no ebeka ho na ona say ebenyaw enti say won pese bibi say ana say musuo say ebetu so a ene na ehia say ane eyenti ase ewo bachem ho say utumiti baako na wedi nansusu bisanyame se minfa ana eye kwampa so se wensusu metumi etibi edi menka se ntiase no wo ho dada because obia ne senia na komatie a odi sa nsam sei ebeye juma ewo bebia wo edi juma wo bebia wo nti men fanu keke se oh ahadie ntiase wo ho se obia to miti baako mienu na we di ewo community men fanu sa because ebia na Kofi baboni bi ana adwa baboni bi owo ho odi muso ana se oni numie atu efo no so ukofa wie na se eche bibi we si esi wo so a unnim bebia ukofa sa yare no fi ba ahe wadwen ho a unsusu wo se menye boni bia wadwen nko ho se makodi kwadu baako bi wo Kofi ana se adwa na fom onu na odi sa numie yi eba meso because we feel say oh kwadu baako die eyenti ase se obia tumi dibi enti bra wali beba ho so na obenya nti ase se kwadu na mikoti ye ewo Kofi efom baako pe a misi midis esi me komando kakra no onu na edi sanu menu ba eba miso no na asei ne ma sei wo ho dada enti de ye kan nyina no se obayi wo hu afisa nwoso mu de na kire se minim entumi nyi wo mfi asem mu unimo udi wonsa koka ade nso so ye de numi atu so se wonnim no emfa ho udi wonsa koka no enti se won pese udi wonsa koka ade a ye de numi atu so a enie ansa na udi wonsa beka ade no bisanyame se minim se aha no ya ma kwan se mi ekom dimia mitumiti kwadu baako na bedi asem ni ho nanso me pese mi ho se efo ya ewo hoyi kwadu ya abricol sei ampasa mitumi di ana na nyame emma okwan ansa na wati so una odi bo brasa na brebia no obana tiri kwan so ewo nyame enim because ono na o show say oh adwane fo ne utimi tibi na wedi na Kofi die ne de menko ho Kofi die ne de menko ho upe Kofi dia konefie kobisa no adwa de oni problem wobetumi afa na yebeye den na yetumi di nyame ni pe anase ni mra ayedwuma se ehia se ye ni ye nyame ntem no tiawa bi brebia no owo se ye ni eda mepo no so brebia owo se ye ni da mepo no so se ne ebeye a ye betumi ehu nyame na dwen wo bibia yebeye emo na wiase mu ayewe ya brabo ni nyina eye inyiyimuo se ube fa asem ameka se wonfa se ni ameka aye first ube fa ni ameka second no ube si waso se wontie na ameka third no ono na ube fa ana odi menu na bom wayi mfimfin de na afimu enti u fa first one no na fa third one na asem a watie no eye different phrase u fa first second third na so wususu se ono na wo pese wo fa inti se onu na wa fa nso de a ene e wayiyi mu se onu na wo de be edwuma yiyi mu na wa yi no onu na ebe che de ebe koso e wo wa brabom next time round and I said serve if it's hard bre no ereko nti wiasimu ayewe be fia anopa ekodu anaju no e bia na wa ye yiyi mu bi be se 1 million po na wonim se wenim na koso unim se weni nyina koso minimum nsuo anasa me amanu nsuo minimum nsuo 1 cup anasa minu min sipo nsuo no kakra bi keke ni nyina eye mu ayeye na wan yi correct one nsuso a e de nsunso aso e na eba woso enti ehia se ye nyame ntem eye tiewa o se ye hwe na ye ni nyame ekasa mre bia se ne ebe ya obetumi ache yen ya adwen ewo ade a ehia anasa esefata se ebe ye wo emre bia ene wo bibia ya adwen ho no nsusu no ebe hu na adwen ewo ho enti etiefo de ye kan se ye hia nyame ne nhihye pa ewo ya abrabom ye hia nyame na kwanhre ewo ya brabom ye hia na menya adwen ewo ya brabom de ebe ye bia no ye hia we no ni nyina na pam no twa no ono se de yiri ye ho de nya nyame ni mra enti ase na adomonti na odi nyansa adom yen senia yebetumi di nyansa aye edwuma wo mra bia yebeye bibi no na awie payo. So friends, the point we're making is that we need the will of God in our lives. The will of God will be known by knowing the laws and abiding thereby, practicing the laws. And if we have difficulty in understanding the 10 commandments, which are the summary of over 100 commandments earlier made, then we can go simply by the golden rule that the Lord Christ prescribed for us: love thy neighbor as thyself. Do unto others as you like others to do unto you. Very simple. Do unto others as you like others to do unto you. Anything and everything that you do that will make everybody happy is good. Then I'll say again, if everybody doesn't like me and therefore is waiting for me to die, and you come and kill me, and they are laughing or they are happy, does it mean it is a good thing? Yes. You see, that's the complexity of the world we find ourselves in. And that is why everything that you do at every time, even though people are happy because of what you have done, you must ask yourself, the thing that you did which is making people happy, is it what God wants to be done. So we can simply say there are so many factors in the equation before God, and we need to put all these together so that we don't become fanatical in the application of the laws of God in the lives of men. So friends, we must know the laws of God to do his will. We must commune with him all the time. We go within our heart. Apart from the 10 commandments, all the other laws that God wants us to work with, they have been written in our hearts. And that is the New Testament prescription. The laws of God have been written in our hearts. There's no need for anybody to come and tell anybody this is God or fear God. It has been written in our hearts. So you can't say you don't know. You have to go within your heart and find that law, find that will of God, and bring it out. So we say the perfection that you have in your heart is God. The perfection in your heart is God. The laws of God are engraved in your hearts. So when you go there, you get the law and you can work with the law. And beloved, Saint Germain gives us a prayer for the manifestation of the light of God in our hearts. A very simple prayer that you can make or give anytime, every time. I am the light of the heart. It says, I am the light of the heart, shining in the darkness of being, and changing all into the golden treasury of the mind of Christ. I am projecting my love out into the world to erase all errors, to break down all barriers. I am the power of infinite love, amplifying itself until it is victorious, world without end. Listeners, we are online on YouTube at Summit Ghana. If you go there, you find our streaming live broadcast, and then you can spend some time to listen to this prayer and learn to do it following the recitation on the YouTube. I am the light of the heart, shining in the darkness of being, and changing all into the golden treasury of the mind of Christ. I am projecting my love out into the world to erase all errors, to break down all barriers. I am the power of infinite love, amplifying itself until it is victorious, world without end. I am the light of the heart, shining in the darkness of being, and changing all into the golden treasury of the mind of Christ. I am projecting my love out into the world to erase all errors and to break down all barriers. I am the power of infinite love, amplifying itself until it is victorious, world without end. That is Saint Germain's prayer, I am the light of the heart. So I entreat you to try and get connected to our YouTube page, youtube.com at Summit Ghana, so that you can play this broadcast and learn to recite and give this prayer. Now, we are talking of perfection, the perfecting of the heart. So there is also the prayer for the perfecting of the heart. And it says, I am life of God direction. Blaze thy light of truth in me. Focus here all God's perfection. From all discord, set me free. Make and keep me anchored ever in the justice of thy plan. I am the presence of perfection, living the life of God in man. I am life of God direction. I am is the name of God. So you are calling for God direction. So God direction is what you are asking for, to let truth manifest in you. Wherever you are, it is the direction of God that will show the truth that you are supposed to exhibit at that time. And in doing so, you are manifesting the perfection of God. So long as you are working on God's direction, you are working according to the truth that there is, and so you are becoming a perfect being in the sight of God. And if you are perfect, then you are going to be removing discord from your life. So I am life of God direction. Blaze thy light of truth in me. Focus here all God's perfection. From all discord, set me free. Make and keep me anchored ever in the justice of thy plan. I am the presence of perfection, living the life of God in man. So you are asking that you should be anchored in the justice of God's plan. In other words, whatever you are going to do at every time, your judgment will be right, or you'll be judging a righteous judgment, and therefore you will be just in whatever you are doing, fulfilling God's plan. And if that be the case, then with the presence of God's perfection in you, you will always be in life fulfilling God's plan in the affairs of men. That is what you get from this prayer, which has been framed for us by the Ascended Masters. I am life of God direction. Blaze thy light of truth in me. Focus here all God's perfection. From all discord, set me free. Make and keep me anchored ever in the justice of thy plan. I am the presence of perfection, living the life of God in man. A perfect person will be living the life of God. A perfect person will be living the life of God. This is what you are calling forth into yourself. We are all not perfect, yes. We are striving for perfection. And we are calling to God that we want His perfection to be made manifest in us. And that if He allows His perfection to manifest in us, then we'll be living like God in our human form. We are man, but we'll be living the life of God. So therefore, God, give us your direction. And as you give us your direction, you'll be helping us to walk the path of truth all the time. In so doing, we'll become perfect, and therefore there will be the removal of discord from our lives. Let us walk always according to your plan. And as we become perfect in you, and your presence of perfection with us always, we will be living like God in man. I am life of God direction. Blaze thy light of truth in me. Focus here all God's perfection. From all discord, set me free. Make and keep me anchored ever in the justice of thy plan. I am the presence of perfection, living the life of God in man. Therefore, dear yeka and is Saint Germain live empire our mayen say bo ema senia ya kuma emobeti ena senia yebeye nsusu a nyame ni trini ebe deedi ewo ya abrabom anase ya sitrem onu na maka ho asem sesi a na se pese yebo no tewa na echese ye they are ready and near to Yami and him say on money hine and there war Yakumum Senia Beya obeyi esum bia efi yemu nyame ma wadwen endedi ewo mimu nyame ma wadwen endedi wo mimu nyame ma wudo endedi wo mimu se ne be ya wo han no be pam esum bia ebeba anase ebewo makumam because han ni sum no omo ntumi ntina faako ma na nyeyie enti se han no edere wo mimu a ebema ma adwen no ebeye Kristo na adwen anase ebeda Kristo adwen edi nti se makoma muti a na se esum no ye esum efi mimu a ebema ma adwen no ada Kristo adwen edi nti ye stress mpaibo no ye kan ko si a na eno ane se emma Kristo adwen ende edi eyewo woyemo emma Kristo na adwen ende edi ewoyemo enti obetumi ade aye wo mpaibo se nyame mesrew ma Kristo na adwen ende edi ewomemo nyame mesrew ma Kristo na adwen ende edi ewomemo ena wasan so ko atu so se nyame shremi wa kwan nyame shremi wa kwan ade a me beye nyame shremi wa kwan simple nyame ma Kristo na adwen ende edi wo memo nyame shremi wa kwan simple nyame ma Kristo na adwen ende edi ewo memo nyame shremi wa kwan onu ne de amede be ma ye ne nyina enyimre se be ya anka meka se ansa na wa koda no fa we ye wo mpaibo nyame ma Kristo na adwen ende edi ewo memo nyame shremi wa kwan etiefo mede besi ha na ya be phone lines no na mususu mabwem na mo ache mo adwen anase mo abisa mo asem na ya fiese na ebetumi aye eno afa yeremasi sabre ya be phone lines no
yo etifu ya demasi nyame shiro bibiara na anyene kase church university esa na wati yake ya papa aidele church re atufom nyame shirani wakwan nyame ma Yesu ni
adwen
sani omani ni empire ya papa edija wonde anju wa church re mu bebre dia akwaba nti biji di se wo asembisa ubetumi afre na webisa sana se wo ntosu bi asembia ya dia akwaba nti biji di se wo asembisa ubetumi afre na webisa sana se wo ntosu bi asembia ya wo de weni agye ho anase mpaibo no wopese wotimi ye nso a wotumi afre na wabaso ebi sese die bi atum 0240358182 0240358182 ubetumi afre aba na yedi enkomo bebre wa kire wo sane asum no esese wuyi firi wa kwam na wo mahan eba wu mu mi wo question e bia wo nso wo question ubetumi aba 0240358182 0240358182 eno nti demusisi ubetumi afre na wabamibi sofwe
yeah
ya minshirawo
nshawo so
bra yegusu yetiefu ye twen etiefu yi na mjidi se ye kasere mu no o kan bibi efa isum darkness na se yebobo mpaye se isum bi emfiri yemu na mpese me hunu isum koro a ewo yemu a emfiri yemu o sunsun aso bi ana se a special thing bi a ye ni betwa so because ye kan suma ye nim se ade asen
ene yesum no na esum bi wo nipa mu ati nipa mu a oteden how sum no ati
yo mirase sena meka ye no esum ni han entna faako na se esum ewo won nsusudi a na se sum atoba bia ema unhu han na ewo echi nti akoye blockage nti ade a ewo wo mu a ebema se woni wonyame ntem entumi ben no eyesum
okay
eyesum sa sum no enye se wo ko ho na wakohu sa ho na ye black but adia ekoso wo wakumam se enye adi papa na eyesum
okay
se adi papa eye han
okay
sanity
okay
enti say na han no eyi esum everywhere na eche se adwinboni
okay
embra embeyi adwin papa embra embeyi adwinboni enfiumo
okay nti adwinboni no na yesum no
eyesum
se adwinboni a wenye tie wunua ana wenye tie osum ana se wenya afa wankasa wa brebo ho because obi o ha o boni ma ono wankasa na brebo
sa
nti na ma mibisa ho asem no
sa
because si ye hunu ade kura ye frɛ no sum na em se ye sum ne he nioma nyina na ebeye papa amaye
sa
0240358182 0240358182 bomodian na frɛ na bremu bi na ye twɛn wo frɛ sense ye ne wo na eye dwumedie yi enyina papa dem re hen papa wa kyerɛkyerɛ no me ma bi say question minim sɛ wo nso wo bi wo ho daddy
hello
and na yesumi
yeah
ene ya brebo yi
yeah
aye say ti sɛ wo kyerɛ ma ye sofo nso aye sofo
sa
yes ri agi eni
sa
ba osum koro ni osum wo yina wo ben ho aso won kasa eyesum ni bi ana say sum bi different bi wo ho a esun wo yin so
eyesum no bi eyesum no bi na wa ho akoyese yenyina obiana dream na dream kire ewo nyame asem no akodane esum ewo ye ho
daddy obi abanti bayan fa ni wie na ye mra ho mpacho udin be bia o kase free Amingo yeah that's it
Sofu fi
baba
pesa na obisa revenu
mpacho yi
kasa no mu do pa kasa no so otoye otasu nti kasa na mis otoba no yiwa no
mati
masana fe
mati me that's it asi kasa no to asum
osum wa ha and osum wa two churches and also so omo
onkasa
omo ani
insia
eyesum is darkness
inti said that no ho na che say han no enni nimpa no mu
ena na me sha say ka say ye de ye ntiase a obia afa ewo nyame ho no ye de adane esum
okay
we si media na eye we si media na eye se wo de na eye a wako wa sori aba de na se o si de na se wo ko into the mystical teachings who say esum bia wa asase so bia no se wo fa no kwampa so a the line drawn through eye odo
okay
esum bia wa asase so remu a ni te ene odo enti se wakọ asori we na wakọ we na se entiase ni montema ene bisa ho say dear na ekoso ebia obi pese oye different thing bi na wa fa so anya sika ye commission na kan say omukọ to kwa call baby asori kase bi si ha ena kase bi susu se ne nchen ena obi sa say na eba no sen ena cathedral mi no aren ena si afan we gidi say Ewurade didie no ewurade na ehunam ankasa eni moja ankasa efa we say Ewurade didie no eyade a ejina homa Ewurade ni ne hunam eni moja na enye hunam ni moja ankasa ono nti asori kese mi no
emu apai
ai
eda okoba ne sa no nso no aha no nkyekere na be different ena aha nkyekere so abe different
so for so nim say Ewurade didie no eyade titru pa ewo som mu
yeah
in worship or in religion enti no eyade a ewo ho enti ono nti na asori binum no almost no regulation is say uni ye ensumu a member ready didie we ho
member we ho okay
ana say yemma ukwan enti ohwehwe mu a na eno ekosie say gidie a yeye wo ewo Ewurade ne didie no ho no ebi a nye saa gidie na wo enti seba no saa dia say wo gidie be different from ye gidie a didi Ewurade didie dia ene member
na ulma emfa sumumba emfa bufuma emma obi enhuni say weyi eye bone na weyi nso eye papa
so for we dey asam kase no ne say meti hana mekasa gidi a wo no ena odi tie ma asem
okay
me gidi say me kan asempa no ena akire wo
okay
obi susu wo ho o gidi say onu susu e kan asempa no akire me enti efisa e wo sa kwan no so no me susu mamba ha say me bebu aten
dabi
me be kire ma adwen ade anyame dia ma me say me mba emeka no ena ma be emeka enye mi na me kofa asem no ena me de tujwa enti na me de tujwa na senia obeya obehu say osofo ofifi na asem a o kan no enu na ne kure mi de enye ne kure no e wo ne unyam ntem
okay
no nti na asena masters won say omo so bia say di asem di
okay
na dia o meka so say wo de say won ji ndi a mentungu wo de fa se wo wo puno so e bia one day no wo kwa kofa enti senia ye di ye gidie ye practice ye gidie no ono na ema no ekono saa na se ye nyanti ase pa sa nyame na yesom a adenti na sa ofi Pentecost asore na opia na me susu mi free church university asore na mi bua na me ni ubeham
ba ko ba hwe eni kanche fan fo se eni kanche odine ni ba star bi ba hwe okura gajo se okura wu firi ami
enti ne nyina no wa ho obi no kan asem o se ma sorry ami koi minim say ni ma nkoso ye wo ho enso ahwa na meti
0240358182 0240358182 oh ready daddy
hello
ye kan suma semi sumu ho kakra na ya na ehia me pa o se me ni obi tifie ana me ni obi nam ti se a me no mienu ye di nkomo yi ade bi o ho me ne won ya adwen
correct
but I had to say me nkan kire o so se me ne won ya adwen but wo hu kasa bi so ene ka asema wo kan bi ehye memu but me nkan kire o ba me no yina nso na yesere ye koba
yes
Ghana me bije di that way ye betina mu ye hu bebre eyesum ana se eyenti ase bi
it's two things
Okay.
Anyone me no. Ebetumi aye sum. And ebetumi aye entiasie bi.
Okay.
Say obino na me to omofo say young guys me no bi omo ye adwuma bom. Na me ka chon say hwe. Say moti hona say mun hamuda. Na mu ye dadafo.
Okay.
Pink FM 96.9.
So mun hamuda. Na mu ye dadafo. Because by all means bibi wo ho a wo yonko no ompe. Na ebeye say otumi da na edi. Na wo se saadi mempe. Misunderstanding betumi aba from that angle, but nipa no or priest obenya ntiase say saadi we mempe.
Okay.
Now from that point on no na wetumi ho say oh madam for saadi we ompe enti semini no around I will not go in that direction.
Okay.
So that I don't offend him. Say esum believe na say onim say on G side di na on G we in dia me ko kan on ho as eno ho asem e woni ho me ne ndi ho nkomo.
Okay.
Me ne ndi ho nkomo. Say me ne wo kasa. And minim say me kire me gidie ho asem wa ha. But men can say YG bibia me kanu edi.
Yes.
Enti na me tutu nima ego zu keke. I'll respect your belief and manage the American show. Ebetuma abuawo say ekobdum pempeso a me ho say edumra obetumi abobodo mpe no. Na me de dompe no so abegu ho.
Okay.
Ba me nhase emfa dompe embegu ho. Say we dompe.
Okay.
That is what it is. Enti se oni obi wo ho na se or the bibi hintan kakra ni nyina nche se nipa no ompe wasem but ompe se woni ne ntem no and say because of that thing. Enti wa keeping no say breno baby bana say otumi daddy edi chewa don say okay osima say we on pesa de we so ebi mo ho a prekwan o mo tutu egu ho gbrum entokwasi na say want to me anso anu so a na mo ntematiti ono so nye.
Okay. Ya mi sire obebri kakra na emra so na afrefo my question is special ni yebebisa.
Yes.
Me now say na man na me bisa second one.
Yes.
0240358182 0240358182 enti ubetumi afre abamu na ye no nyina aye dwumedi na ayefe bebi a papa de ye nam no semiyan nka frɛ aha ene hia papa apase se wutumi frɛ sense ye som ada ye frɛ ni sum yenim na ye frɛ na han so
FM 96.9.
oh, sorry wa kate facha me san frɛ why me da say mbajo wudin bebi a ukase free Bacho
Amigos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what you can share with them. Kasa mo kanu, mo ebo dinu, the pa. Mo asu mo fon kwa jinu. Mo party bi no. Na mo party bi a, mo mami wu mo tum. Na se wa bende bi a, aba power. Po ya de papa mpo na se mi wo ma. Na hwa. No mo te. No mo te. Yari juma papa. Abo man, ana yari juma papa abo. Yesi. Ntikasa mwakano. Osumo na mazu mwishedi.
Yo.
Ya mama mwisa mwiza. Alternate. Na pasi na. Wa oriye wo man omo so mami ubu tuminti na musubi bechi. Minya fasibiara. Reverend Kasano.
Oyedin.
The master worship.
That's it. That's it.
We are going to message. You get a babu, Sikakwa, Yarusu, da dana to ina ne de tobi nkani papa bokoto wuza eno ni ona kade the mwa efi efi malo so oye Togo so oye Australia
Yadasi bebre Tewia Amingo yan papa ba coupe papa penimu pa o daddy me de menen na wo ho ntimi nim ne pa penimu pa nyame nshira na nde yubre daddy am say yembre no akabaye 3 minutes bi ne yako.
Yes.
Na my last question no ya mi bisa no suban ban na obi de na idea e kire say we seek the face of God
yo senia misha sie echre nyansa asie no echre se sasembiesi ewo nipa bienu bi entem na utumi so ano ema obia buton yema na echre se wada nyansa edi na nyansa nso so de efinyame ho na adwenkyere a wo kyere e wo sa asem no enti so otumi so asem anu ma obia ne botono a na eche se wo da nyame na adwen edi e wo sa asem no
ya bi shira
na meka no
ya bi shira opa
osha unso
ebe me dese na wo twi se yo besi hia
adomara
because in some bebre wom memfa call we na yampo oh I can't know. Okay. Yeah, Tamas. Okay. My main fan and yanko. But you didn't be okay, say free. But you say good evening. But you didn't be okay, say free.
Now it's the same contributing to a dear friend or door.
Okay.
So na apalo kasa last one way. Was they so as some between the person na Sophia Botoni Yama. And then I just say winning woman. And I sort of disagree a little.
Okay.
Because any possible say they are working for no. The book of because we're very and I say I say I want it back. The 1 year with the answer of the hospital, it is still in the body.
Okay.
The only thing I said, who did not say, near me, it is in accord with the word of God. Because Abraham saw upon Lord.
Okay.
Because of love. Because of when you understand, I look around on the best of them.
Okay.
And those then they say Abraham was, but later they will understand.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, me shira papa in fact o contribution also a year. Yeah, that's it. Daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, mraso.
Yeah.
Inti ye be si ha.
Sa.
Na ye de ye na masini ye chira akon atudwa. Na
yo. Yeah, that's it. And I da ye tie for ni nyina nso so ase. Mo am contribute yes ni nyina yada masi bebre nyame adoma da se ne ye be share bio na ya twa so me number no ye 020 812 5078 020 812 5078 Church Universal and Triumphant ya so ewo Adenta SDA Junction ye be mame dokno school mo ha
okay
that's ene na me adoma ye shabio ye damasi bebre
daddy enso ye da wase ewe dwuma pa wa ye efiri mbresenti bedru ende ye bo abaso wa ye